Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. After the elections in August this year, Raila Amolo Odinga or Wiliam Ruto will definitely be the president of the nation of Kenya. But the road to State House is not a walk in the park. Both of them have got obstacles on their way, obstacles that they must overcome to inherit the most coveted house in the land, State House. In this video, I want to pick on one man, the Deputy President Daktari Wiliam Ruto. And I want to look at all the hurdles on his way that he has to overcome to inherit that land. Before I discuss these obstacles, I want to request you, if you're watching this video for the very first time, please take a moment and subscribe. Just click that subscribe button. It is free. If you subscribe today, YouTube will automatically notify you when we do another video like this. Like my video, share it as much as you can. Sambaza video. Back to our business of the day. Dr. Wiliam Ruto is a very charismatic politician. He is a go-getter. He is smart and very ambitious. In fact, Wiliam Ruto is a very philanthropic personality. But he's campaigning against very many forces that can either hinder him from inheriting State House, and if he overcomes all of them, he must definitely be the 5th president of the nation of Kenya. My number one obstacle that Wiliam Ruto must overcome is his boss, the president of Kenya, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Wiliam Ruto is campaigning against his boss. For the very period that they worked together, from 2013 to 2017, it looked like they were reading from the same script. They were good friends, very compatible. But after the 2017 elections, things took a turn for the worst. Wiliam Ruto opposed the handshake between the president and Raila Amolo Odinga. The handshake led to the Building Bridges initiative. Wiliam Ruto vehemently opposed the BBI, both in Parliament, Senate, and all the way to the court, and he won the case. Wiliam Ruto campaigned against the president in his backyard. In fact, he took the members of parliament that were allied to the president. People like Alice Wahome, Ndindi Nyoro, Rigathi Gachagua, who I understand is most likely to be the running mate, and even Kimani Ichung'wah, among many others. Wiliam Ruto took these MPs and used them to campaign against the president. In fact, even in the by-elections in Central, Wiliam Ruto campaigned against the president and he humiliated the president. He became victorious when his members of parliament campaigned and they carried the day. Even in Kiamba, they defeated the president. And so the president suffered humiliation. And now the president is out to revenge. Because when Ruto went to Central, they campaigned that the president had neglected Central Province, that he hadn't initiated any projects that could benefit Central Kenya. They accused the president of taking the goodies and developments to other parts of the country. Now the president has responded. The president has built roads. The president, in his reshuffle, gave them a new cabinet secretary for agriculture who has now given a remedy to all their questions about the tea prices, the coffee, and all the predicaments they were complaining about, I believe, has been resolved now. The president is now planning to go to Central and take with him Raila Amolo Odinga, and is going to campaign against Wiliam Ruto. For the first time, the president is going to explain why they fell out with Wiliam Ruto. He had indicated that perhaps Wiliam Ruto started running this race ahead of him instead of waiting for the baton. But now he's going to spill the beans. He's going to tell his people the reason why he could no longer work with Wiliam Ruto. And so, if Wiliam Ruto can overcome the influence of the president, both in Central and the whole of the country, he must become the president. Remember, the president is the commander-in-chief of all the armed forces. And so, you will see more of Ruto allies rallies being thwarted. Many of them will be declared or outlawed. They will be told that they didn't inform perhaps the authorities in time, and so perhaps they will be, even in the past you've seen people like Susan Kihika, Ndindi Nyoro being tear-gassed and being chased away from their venue of rally. And so the president and his allies could even try to intimidate Wiliam Ruto and his allies when they are campaigning. You cannot underestimate the power of the president. And so Wiliam Ruto is facing a president who is wounded like a wounded lion, who is out to make sure that Wiliam Ruto does not step in State House. That is number one. Number two, Wiliam Ruto is facing what we call the system and the deep state. No one can define who the system is or who both the system and the deep state. No one knows who they are. But of late, in his campaigns, Wiliam Ruto has said that he is the deputy president of Kenya and no one knows about the deep state more than himself. He says that he has campaigned and defeated the deep state even in Central, in all the by-elections. And is saying that he's not afraid of them. He has not defined to us who the deep state is, but he seems to know that these people are very influential, so much that they can even rob you of your victory. The system can decide to fuel propaganda against you, and they can fund it so much that it looks like it is the truth. The deep state can even decide to sponsor some opinion poll rating you lower than your opponents. Because politics is about perception, this very system can make sure that they convince Kenyans with those opinion polls and all the political analysts who can be sponsored and sent to all the media stations to start explaining why Wiliam Ruto is losing. And when they do that, they can easily influence the outcome of an election. I just want to believe that in 2013 and 2017, Wiliam Samoei Ruto was part of this deep state, and he knows very well how the deep state works. That is why he confirms that none can understand the deep state than himself. This deep state in the Kenyan politics can deny you of your victory, can rob you. In 2007, those who are mature enough, those who are participated in the then election in 2007, will tell you that Raila Odinga was sure of becoming the president of Kenya. He had the Pentagon, he had Nyanza province, Coast province, Western province, even Wiliam Ruto was inside the Pentagon, and so the Rift Valley campaigned and voted overwhelmingly for the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. But he did not see the light of the day. Mwai Kibaki won with just one province, Central Kenya. In fact, only Tharaka Nithi, some people say so. And this deep state can ensure that you win, but you are not pronounced the winner in an election. And in fact, Wiliam Ruto of late is posing this question, and he says, nyinyi mkiniangalia na kama mtu wa kunyang'anywa kura. In fact, he's trying perhaps to prepare his people that in the event that he loses, he's going to say that he has been robbed. Or if he is genuinely robbed of his victory, he will tell them, now we are going for it because I'm not going to allow my victory to go away. So the William Ruto must prepare himself to deal with the system and the deep state. Number 3, William Samoei Ruto is facing a rejuvenated and recharged Raila Amolo Odinga. William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga were once allies and good friends. In 2007, William Ruto was cajoled and coerced to work with Raila Amolo Odinga because the mood of the country then was with Raila Amolo Odinga. And so he came and formed part of the Pentagon. Those who were together with Raila Amolo Odinga, they all went to the nominations and Raila Amolo Odinga emerged the winner, and they supported Raila Amolo Odinga. In fact, William Samoei Ruto gave Raila Amolo Odinga a massive votes from Rift Valley. But this union did not last long. He soon started accusing Raila of a victim. You know what happened, and after the post-election violence, they formed a government where Raila Amolo Odinga became the prime minister. William Ruto, of course, became the minister for agriculture. William Ruto accused Raila Amolo Odinga of evicting his people from Mau Forest, and he claimed that these are the very people who had fought for Raila to get the votes that made him to become now to negotiate for the prime minister position. He accused Raila Amolo Odinga that after the post-election violence, there were some of the youths who were arrested, and he said that Raila Amolo Odinga did not use his position to help these youths, that he neglected these youths, he abandoned them, yet these people or the youths were fighting for Raila Amolo Odinga. William Ruto accused Raila Odinga of sending him to The Hague. In fact, he went and whipped emotions of his people in Rift Valley, that after fighting for Raila Amolo Odinga, after campaigning for him, Raila Amolo Odinga now decided to send him to The Hague. Remember, he was being accused as one of the influential persons who masterminded, planned, and executed the murder of other tribes who are living in Rift Valley. You remember the Kiamba Church, where his people are reportedly to have burnt people in a church. And so when The Hague came for him, he told his people that I'm going to Hague, but the person who is taking me to Hague is none other Raila Amolo Odinga, the man who we helped ascend to power. And so in 2013, together with the president of today, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, they teamed up. And Raila Amolo Odinga felt he was betrayed by William Samoei Ruto. William Samoei Ruto became part of the deep state, and they rejoiced together as the court declared that they won fairly. That is in 2013, and even in 2017, they were now deeper than they were in 2013. And they campaigned and became victorious. After the elections petition went to court, Maraga declared that it was that the elections were never won fairly. But the NASA Brigade did not go for the second polls because they felt that the IBC had not adhered to the directive of the courts. And William Ruto again, together with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the Jubilee government, took power, and they saw themselves in as the president and the deputy president of Kenya. William Ruto and his allies, people like Murkomen, has always accused the Right Honorable Prime Minister of a man who cannot accept defeat. In fact, they have always said that Raila Amolo Odinga is a perennial loser. They even said that right now, Raila Amolo Odinga is old and should exit and give way to younger politicians who are ready to lead this country. Wiliam Ruto says that Raila is a coward because he says in 2007 he had a team of lawyers who were ready to swear in Raila Amolo Odinga, but Raila declined. And so he's accused Raila Amolo Odinga of very many things. And so Raila Amolo Odinga is one of his obstacles. He's now rejuvenated. He's now working with the system. He's now working together with the president, who, as I mentioned earlier, is also raged and is out to spoil the party for Wiliam Ruto. So Raila Amolo Odinga is campaigning against Wiliam Ruto. He's now sure of winning. And one thing Raila Amolo Odinga has done, remember Raila is very charismatic. Raila has a constituency behind him, people who are ready to die for him, by the way. Raila is one man who can call for a rally without planning for it. He simply wakes up and says, kesho tunakutana Uhuru Park na itajaa. People say that Wiliam Ruto uses a lot of money to organize for his rallies. I don't know how true that is, but that is the perception that is out there. And remember, politics is about perception. So Raila Amolo Odinga has locked his constituencies. Wiliam Ruto tried invading the coast. At some point, he had managed to lure people like Amason Kingi, the governor for Kilifi. But Joho was the governor of Mombasa, and the whole of the ODM team has ensured that coast is under one basket. Wiliam Ruto has a few people like Aisha Jumwa, people like the former senator, just a few MPs. But the truth is, Raila Amolo Odinga has locked Wiliam Ruto out completely of coast. Of course, Wiliam Ruto will go and utaona rally in a jar. People will throng those rallies, but those people are Raila supporters. If you go to Western, Wiliam Ruto managed to take Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, but Musalia Mudavadi went with perhaps Wetangula and the Kakamega Senator Cleopas Malala. But majority of the MPs are with the president and the prime minister, Raila Amolo Odinga. Just the other day, you saw the president host the MPs from Western Kenya. There were over about 30 MPs, and all the governors, the 5 governors from Western, were there. So Raila, together with the president, is out to make sure that Wiliam Ruto does not become the president of Kenya. In fact, Raila Amolo Odinga has now managed, through the support of Mount Kenya Foundation and the president, he has now climbed the mountain. Remember, people like Rigathi Gachagua accused Raila Amolo Odinga, said that he could not step into Central because he was not sellable. In fact, they said that ODM can never be sold in Central. And now what the president and the prime minister has done is that they changed. You remember, even yesterday the Senate passed the Political Parties Act, where now the Azimio is what is going to be used as an umbrella in Western, because in Central Province, sorry, Central Kenya now can accept to support Raila because ODM is not there. Remember, they were so much scared about the ODM. Now it is Azimio, where they are told you can now vote for Raila Amolo Odinga, but vote for the person of your choice at the county level, the governor, the Senate, the MC, and even the members of parliament. And so Raila is rejuvenated and is coming up with tactics that sometimes send cold chills and Ruto's camp. So Wiliam Ruto has to overcome Raila Amolo Odinga because he is out to revenge and is out to become the next president. Number 3, Wiliam Ruto must overcome the notion and the perception that he is power hungry and he is corrupt. It has been said that when Ruto and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta formed the government, they divided the cabinet positions into half. The president had to take half and Ruto remained with the half. The president is being said that he took his time and rewarded other tribes, even those who did not vote for him, and rewarded them with certain positions. And that is why we have even Rachel Omamo from the Luo community who did not even vote for him. But Wiliam Ruto is said that he took almost all the cabinet positions and rewarded his members from the Kalenjin community. So he's being accused of a man who is power hungry. He's running ahead of the president, he's campaigning against the president, and when he gets, he's a go-getter. And when he gets, he takes it all. He has to work very hard to exonerate himself against these accusations. It is being said that Wiliam Ruto has never condemned corruption in all the rallies ever since he started campaigning. I don't know how true this is. You can confirm or deny this, but it is said that Wiliam Ruto has never condemned corruption. If anyone has a different opinion on this, please convince me. But it is said that he will talk about the bottom-up economy and accuse the deep state and everything, but he has never condemned corruption. And remember the Kimarer, is it Kimarer Dam? Wiliam Ruto came out when he was being accused of influencing those tenders. He said it is only 7 billion shillings that has been lost. In fact, this prompted Raila Amolo Odinga to ask Wiliam Ruto whether 7 billion is pocket change. And so Wiliam Ruto must work very hard to convince Kenyans that he is not corrupt. Every allegation of corruption, you will see all the fingers pointed at Wiliam Ruto. The only time he has talked about corruption is when he's saying that corruption is being weaponized and it is used against people, people who support him. But he has never condemned corruption. And so he has to work hard to convince Kenyans that indeed he's not corrupt. The last 2 points, very fast, is the Hague issue. The other day I had Mutai Ngunyi, talking about the Hague. Remember, the case, the Wiliam Ruto's case is not over yet. There have been talks about it can be resuscitated. The other day it was being rumored that the ICC secret guys were seen in the country. And so this is a monster that perhaps is still following Wiliam Ruto. And then at any time it is mentioned, I believe, it really brings tension in Ruto's camp. And so this is an animal that he has to deal with, because people, for example, could even start asking, what will he do if you are indicted to the Hague to go and answer cases? The other day he was with the system and the president, and that's why they overcame the Hague thing. But right now he's a lone ranger. It might just be one of the problems that he has to deal with. The last one is the foreign policy and the international community. Ever since Ruto became the deputy president of Kenya, in fact, tell me if I'm wrong, Wiliam Ruto has not gone to any country beyond Africa. He has not traveled beyond Africa. If he has made some of the travels, it is maybe in Uganda and some of the few African countries. But for you to become the president of a nation, there are several interests. The international community want to know your foreign policy. What do you stand for? Because they also have their interests in this country. And so William Samoei Ruto, because when they are campaigning, we are not told about the foreign policies, what the plans he has maybe for our Wazungu, the European, the US, the Britain. We remember we belong to a Commonwealth community, and so they have a strong interest. In 2007, when Raila was robbed of his victory, Ranabag, who was the American ambassador to Kenya, congratulated Mwai Kibaki for a free and fair win. He only withdrew these congratulatory messages after Kenya started fighting, and the US had to come in for intervention. Even in 2017, John Kerry, who was leading the European Union observers, concluded that the elections were free, fair, and verifiable. Only apologized and withdrew his statements after Maraga had nullified the election. So the international community sometimes can stand on your way to ascending to power. And even if you are sworn in, they will give you a lot of headache. They can sponsor your opponent, they can fund the organizations like the human rights and all the NGOs. They can really give you hard time. And so Wiliam Ruto, I don't know, but I feel is not in good standing with the international community. He's not a friend, because otherwise we could have seen him maybe traveling to meet some of them. Whenever visitors from perhaps the European Union visit Kenya, the only person who's sent to meet them, it has been reported in the mainstream media, is Raila Amolo Odinga. And so in terms of foreign policy, Raila Amolo Odinga stands a better chance. So this is also another obstacle that William Samoei must overcome to become the president. Ladies and gentlemen, if he manages to overcome all these obstacles, I can assure you, William Samoei Ruto will become the president of the Republic of Kenya. Next time, we'll look at perhaps Raila Amolo Odinga and what he has to surmount to become the president. These are my thoughts. If you have a different opinion on this, please let us keep this conversation going. Let me know. But from my very considered opinion, I think Wiliam Ruto has to face all those obstacles. If you are not watching the video for the first time and you are not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, like the video. You can share it as much as you can. Until such a time when we do another video. Thank you for watching and bye.